We love our industry and are always looking to maximize your production in the field. Ballard Products have over 350 products that can help you get the most out of your efforts every day. Whether you're looking to get a better cut, keep your gear on your machine, keep your expensive equipment clean and safe, or just get the most out of your machines, Ballard has you covered. Make sure to use Brian's 10 to save 10% off our complete line of gear. Jump on our easy-to-use updated website at ballard-inc.com to get your gear ordered today. Now get out there and make it your best year yet. Ballard.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, hope you guys are doing well. Wanted to talk about some near and dear topics on my mind, which there's two things that really get me going in the morning, get my blood boiling, and number one is there's two things I really love to talk about. Number one is marketing. Number two is good customer service. And I think if you excel at both, making money and having a good quality of life, and creating profit and having a rewarding life as well, all those things will be solved with those two topics, those two items. Like the organization of human capital and equipment and finances and financials, all this stuff, like it will eventually shake itself out. In fact, I'm a great case study. Like we've always had good customer service. We've always had good marketing. We were a bad business owner, bad businessman for a couple of years, for a decade. But you know what? We stayed true. We kept our hand on the plow, and we learned the rest of the culmination of having a successful business, a successful company, quote unquote success. We're not arrived by any means. But what we always did along the way, though, is we always marketed the business. We always got good customers. We always took care of those customers. We weeded out bad customers, but we always remembered that the customer is everything. And now listen, really quick, here's a rant. I got a rant today that I want to go into for just a couple quick minutes here. And this is a stupid story. This is a stupid problem. It's a first world problem, but this is a giant glaring example, real time, about where the state of business is in just the world today. This is a take it or leave it kind of a world. There's no customer service. There's no partnerships. There's no relation. Like very, very few. Let me take it back. The companies that are winning big understand how to treat the customer right. Still, like you take all the success stuff that has been proposed and diluted and deduced and recognized, and the amount of books written about business and books written about success. Like, dude, it's a very well documented topic. Okay. Like not much has changed in business the last, 10, 20, 30 years. Right. And, but the funny thing still is how many people mess it up, how many companies still screw things up, including the airlines. And I got a rant today about Delta. So I like Delta. We fly Delta all the time. I think I'm a pretty good customer of Delta. But I want to share a story how they're dropping the ball and what we can learn from it. In fact, there's a video that I want to share when it comes up. I'll share it when it makes sense. That I watched and I learned in my marketing class back in, good Lord, 2001, 2002, back with my teacher back in Marketing 1 and Marketing 2. And it was all about customer service. It was all about giving customers the pickle. And some of you guys might have seen this. It's an oldie but a goodie. I know I've talked about it on a podcast show, gosh, maybe a couple of years ago. Nothing recently, but it does prove a good point. So I want to play the clip probably in most of its entirety here and just share it with you guys, because I think it's a good, valuable lesson. Like there's like parallel paths, right? Like one is us getting ourselves right and like we're getting better, and like don't give your stuff away for free, and command better pricing and working on you and you being a more valuable person. Like, okay, like that can be true, right? Like two things can be right at the same time, as my friend Ben says. Number two is the business needs to be better, get better. And it is still all about customer service. It still is about making the customer happy. And I understand if you develop a certain set of skill sets, a particular set of skill sets, you don't need people. You don't need any one person. I'm all about that. I get it. But no matter what, dude, it's just being a good human. It's just being a good business owner. And it's just making sure that you're still treating customers right. So a lot of words to say. Let me jump into this quick story because it's just going to be a short and sweet. I'm like, hey, where's the thought today? I'm like, I want to record a podcast real time for you guys. I'm like, dude, we're slaying mulch. We're getting ready for mowing starting next week. We're moving 150 yards of mulch this week. Things are going well. I'm like, yeah, let's talk about mulch. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm like thinking right now, what's on my mind? What's glaringly on my mind? It's been the last couple of days, including a phone call this morning to American and then also Delta trying to work with the airlines. And basically like how pathetic and how poor the customer service from those two companies really is. And most of the airlines. And then really most business these days, most businesses, small or medium or large, how poor true customer service really is. Now, not everybody. I can give you dozens and dozens. I'm a glass half full guy. I give you dozens and dozens of great people and great customer service examples. But the same example of something good is a similar example of something bad. You know, it's the same topic. It's customer service. So let me give you guys a quick, like, for instance, a quick story. And maybe this helps you today. Maybe it doesn't. I hope it does. But this is just where I'm at. I'm a real person. I have real feelings. I have real emotions. And I get frustrated. It's not always sunshines and rainbows. Sometimes things make me frustrated and mad. And I don't understand why. And I don't want to say, here's one of my favorite lines that I love hearing people say that I hate the most. It's based on me being an XYZ, I demand or expect XYZ, whatever. So based on my background in the military, I have a better background of telling you how to shoot a gun. Oh, okay. You probably have some training. You probably know a little bit more, you're definitely better, probably better marksman, no doubt about it. But I really hate when people come up with that approach. It doesn't mean that you're the answer person. It doesn't mean like you're the know-it-all. I despise know-it-alls. I despise people that are so firm in their beliefs that they won't give any wiggle room to anybody else that could possibly be better or share or help that person learn or to grow or to maybe teach them something that they don't know. So me saying this next line, work with me here, but me saying, as somebody who owns a small business, I don't understand how you guys could run your business this way. Okay, now I hate when people say that stuff, but there is some merit and some truth to it, right? Just like maybe you were in the military, you probably are a good shot, hopefully. So I understand that, but again, it doesn't mean I know everything. So that's why I want to just talk this out loud. And maybe there's something that I'm not understanding here. But here's the quick, for instance, we fly Delta a lot. We fly a lot of airplanes a lot. I think Emmy's been on 21 flights, 22 flights, whatever it's been. And she's like 20 months old. So awesome trip of the month club for kiddo. We were just joking. We have a second baby. It's going to be more difficult to travel. It becomes less fun, obviously, because there's more logistics and all that mess. And then Liz and I were joking, well, if we have baby 3 and 4, ironically enough, baby 4 will be like, hey, how come we never like fly anywhere? Like, how come we never go anywhere? And Emmy and baby number 2 will be like, wait, what are you talking about? We flew all the time. And then baby 4 is like, why do we always go camping? Like, why don't we ever go anywhere? So it might be a fun, awkward transition, and as a family lifestyle, as we maybe travel less, just because we'll have a home base. We're not always trying to leave. We actually probably don't want to leave because we have a nice home to enjoy and a pool and a patio and the 4-wheeler out back. Like, so ironically enough, maybe we'll travel less. But in the meantime, we've traveled quite a bit. We're very blessed to be able to travel. We've done a lot with traveling for business. And then also because we kind of go so hard, we do subscribe to like leaving quite a bit. Once every couple months, every 3 or 4 months. And truthfully, like most of the summer trips are like home trips that we just drive to and fro. We're not flying. But through the off season in the winter, me and my guys included, we try to get away. We try to get away once a month, once every other 6 or 8 weeks. We went to Park City, went to Destin, Florida, Tampa, Orlando, a lot of south, southeast, and kind of going west a little bit as we subscribe to some new adventures and some new opportunities that way. So that being said, let's set the preface really quick. We're a good Delta customer. We've flown Delta quite a bit. Who cares? At the end of the day, I'm not asking for any special treatment or favor or anything like that, but work with me here. Like, there's some history and I'm a good customer. Like, we've flown quite a bit. We've done, 20 flights at $1,000 a pop, let's say. That's $20,000 plus or minus, right? A little bit here, a little bit there. Okay. And that's just this last 20 months. That doesn't count like the last 5 years where I've probably flown, I don't know, 50 times, let's say, broadly speaking. Okay. So I'm not like one customer that had one bad experience and it should be treated lightly. But again, there's no history with the big companies. This is context. So I'm trying to talk some context really quick while we explain this whole situation. So anyway, where I'm having a problem right now, and where I find this really frustrating is when you fly, and I don't know if it's with American Express or maybe I have one of the Delta credit cards, but you get the companion flight. And so long story short, our companion flight is expiring here at the end of May. Liz and I took 2 recent trips, one to Park City and one to Salt Lake City. One to Salt Lake City, my bad, and then one to Destin, Florida. It's 2 flights. One was a month ago. One was like 6-8 weeks ago. We're going to fly to Bozeman, Montana for Together in the Trades. We cannot wait for that. That's going to be such a new adventure, new place, new location. It's going to be super fun, right? We can't wait. And there's so many of you guys coming to the marriage conference with my wife and I, and then the almonds that we co-host with. And there's going to be 150 people there. It's going to be just a really, really good time. So we're flying at the middle of July for that. Well, our companion flight, our companion ticket, which means you fly and then you can bring somebody with you, quote unquote, for free. I don't know the rate or the fare. Let's just assume it's a base fare, base rate, and you're sitting in like main cabin, regular class. I mean, whatever. Nonetheless, like that flight, I would imagine, like on the low end, is probably worth $300. On the high end, again, I don't know the qualifications, but let's say on the high end, like you go west, dude, a base fare flight is still $600-700. It's cost me $650 to go see Corey Ballard in Des Moines, Iowa. Okay, so, and I'm going to get to a point, so just work with me here, but you got to understand the story. Of course, that's what everybody says. So as we're looking at this companion flight, I noticed that I have it about a week ago. I'm on the tarmac. I'm on the planes. I actually got canceled. I spent a whole day last week at the airport on a Wednesday. Well, this would actually be 2 weeks ago now. Because no, it was about a week ago Wednesday. Tornadoes ripped through like the whole like Midwest. All the planes into Chicago were postponed and then shifted with their schedule and then canceled. So I literally had like, I was at the airport up at 4:35, at the airport 5:36 for a flight out at 7, and 4 delays later, 4 gate changes later. And then finally on the airplane at 1 o'clock, just to be sitting in my seat, literally cheeks in the seat, ready to rock and roll and the fly out. Captain comes on and says, hey, the FAA has grounded us again, and we're not going to be able to fly, which means I also would have missed my connection, which means I would have missed my whole trip to Des Moines. So after spending 2/3 of a day in the airport just to come home with a goose egg, that was really frustrating. So I've gone through airports. I know many of the airports. By the way, lost a $4,000 laptop on that flight. So everybody who thinks, you're just like having fun with social media and it's just fun and it's just like shooting videos, and you're just making millions of dollars. I will just tell you guys like candidly, it's not the case. It's work. It's a business. Like it's a grind. It's a hustle. And any money you make off of like running your other business, your social media company or whatever, if you guys are selling t-shirts, like, and you had to do a stand or a booth or, invest into marketing materials, like it's no different. It's a business and we treat it like that. Well, thank God, actually I got rescheduled for everything on Friday, but thank God, the 1/1,000,000th of a chance that actually the laptop was found on the connection flight. So it was at the Chicago terminal and it's in process right now to get shipped back. Thank God, because it was a $4,000 laptop. It was like one of the nicest things I bought like 2 years ago to edit on the road because I fly so much. I'm like, man, it'd be nice to like have net time, no extra time, right? And edit on the planes. So anyway, a lot of words. Just I know this doesn't really totally relate to the story, but any which way, I'm not flying with a companion right anytime soon. Liz is 9.5 months pregnant. We're literally about to pop with baby number 2. We had just flown twice, one to Destin, one to Salt Lake City. We're going to go to Bozeman, Montana. But of course, the companion ticket, when does it expire? It expires in May. So that's the reason I told that whole story a second ago. I was on the plane, cheeks in the seat, ready to take off. I'm going through my Sky Miles. I'm just trying to figure out like when to rebook because the app starts rebooking you automatically. This is actually with United, but I was actually on the Delta app and Sky Miles app or whatever. And I'm like, it says you have a companion flight available and it expires in like 6 weeks. And I was like, whoa, like that's crazy. I didn't even know I had one. I knew I get one a year, but like nobody shoots you an email. Nobody tells you. Customer service point number 1. Nobody communicates. Nobody tells you anything. And they just like sweep it under the rug. And then I go back up through my feed, my messages feed, and it's like, there's like 30 different messages, and I go up and it's like, you have a companion flight also, which was from 2 years, a year and a half ago, and that we never redeemed. And I'm like, wait a minute, like these are not cheap. These are like worth $300, $500, $800. So we didn't redeem the one from a year and a half ago. I'm not able to redeem this one here because as I get on the phone with American Airlines, who actually, I guess, like kind of co-runs the program with Delta, the more you know. So anyway, I'm on the phone with Delta. Hey, nothing we can do about the companion flight. And I'm on the phone with American Airlines. Nothing we can do about the companion flight. And I'm like, wait a minute. I just flew 4 weeks ago. You can't apply a $500 credit or a base fare credit or give me a refund credit to what I just flew like not even a month ago and 6 weeks ago. No, sir. The companion ticket cancels or expires, I should say, at the end of May. So I can't apply that to my July trip with my wife, my companion, my Bozeman trip. No, sir. The certificate's only good through the end of May. So I'm not flying in the next 2, 3, or 4 weeks because my wife is literally about to pop and we're about to have baby number 2. And again, listen, folks, I know this is first world problems, but I'm telling you, there's some good customer service story examples here about how to just deal with people. And like the way these people deal with customers and good customers is not good. So let me just explain this. So I can't take it back to the trip 4 weeks ago. I can't take it back to the trip 6 weeks ago. I can't take it to the trip 6 weeks from now because the certificate expires at the end of May. Yes, sir. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I go, and then here's my favorite line. It's just policy. It's just policy. I'm just following orders. Like, not going to go down that route, but we've heard that statement before. Didn't really work out for about a lot of people. Okay. Just following orders. It's just policy. When you say stuff like that, do you feel valued as a customer? Like, I'm not asking anybody to bend the rules. I'm not asking anybody to break the rules, but I'm just asking you, could you imagine being me if you're on the other end of that phone call as a customer? And of course, it's not customer service, right? I'm part of the customer winning team. I'm part of the customer satisfaction team. I'm part of the stupidest names on all of planet Earth. And like when you have a name like I'm part of the success team and your team does nothing but fail, no offense, like way to take a huge L of like massive irony. Like you guys suck. The airlines suck. Delta sucks. American Airlines sucks. United typically sucks. But they were actually really nice this last trip when I lost my laptop. So praise God. Thank you. But here's my point. Like these people, every time I get on the phone, is there anything that we can do for you? No, I want you to just solve my first effing problem. Oh, okay. So like you guys don't need me right now, but every 10 to 15 to 20 years, you do need me because all of us peasantry have to bail you out because you're too big to fail. So you don't need me. You're not here to help me. But when you need help, I'm held hostage because the government and all of your butt buddies all work back end deals to make sure that you all get golden parachutes. Oh, okay. And, that's a greater conversation, a greater topic, and about the corporate hostile takeover of the country. But it's literally absurd. And I'm just like a lone guy. I'm just one dude out in massive podcast land talking about the stupidity of customer service and where it's gotten to today. And like the meme that it is, the irony that it is. Like, hey, we're part of the customer success team. It's like my favorite goal. Like as soon as I hear customer success team, I'm like, oh, you suck at your job. And I don't want any part of talking to you people. And listen, like the older I get, and I realize like it has nothing to do with like the money we make or whatever. It's just like, dude, the older you get, the more you can concertedly value your time. And you hate being inconvenienced. Not inconvenience like, oh my God, there's no air conditioning on the airplane before it takes off. Like, no, I'm not saying that. You just hate like when people waste your time unavoidably, whatever that word is. Like there's stuff that you guys could do for me to not be having these conversations with you, but y'all are choosing to be dumb. You're choosing to be dumb because the policy says XYZ. So I'm like, you can't extend it 4 to 6 weeks out? No, sir. We can't do that. Like, that would be awful. Okay. I've flown with you 20, 30, 40 times. Fullerton, your privilege is showing, like, F you with that stuff, okay? I'm a good customer. Like, let me give you an example. You got your lawn care business and you say, hey, you get 2 free mows when somebody signs up. You forget the invoice with the credit. You forget to credit the invoice. Somebody says 6 months later, on their October cuts, maybe from a spring sign up. And they email you back and say, hey, you said you'd get 2 free cuts when we sign up a new customer. We referred our neighbor Bob, and I think he's still with you guys. You guys mow both of our properties the same day. Would we still be able to get that credit? And then you say something absurdly like, no, that only applies, 30 days out, which is when we normally would give that credit.
Now through the end of the month, save $300 on the whole ball of wax at L'EntrepreneurAcademy.com. The whole ball of wax includes just about everything at the site, and when you use the code SPRINGRUSH at checkout, we will instantly drop $300 off the already amazing low price. Details are in the show notes.
Okay, but you never really followed up with me or notified me of the policy that I was able to either A, had a redemption by, or B, I had to remind you by, or C, that I was even given that credit. Like if you ran an advertisement and the customer signed up and then referred a neighbor who signed up and they're entitled, right, quote unquote, to 2 free cuts. And then 4 months later, they say, hey, we had this advertisement on the fine print. It says you get 2 free cuts if you refer a neighbor. Can we still get access to that? What do you think the smart business play would be? Just practically speaking, like all ego aside, what do you think the smart business play would be? This is a $50 weekly mow. You're talking about $100 at cost. It's a third of it, or maybe 2/3 of it. So you're at, $50, $60 in cost for a customer that spends, I don't know, $50 a week, 30 weeks, $1,500, double that, triple that with landscaping, add another 25% because of snow. That customer is $5,000 to $6,000. Just that customer, let alone his referral of the neighbor who also brought in another $6,000. I.e., I fly with my wife. I.e., I fly with my friends. I.e., my friends and I would take trips and we take business all over the world. If I was to travel with L'Entrepreneur Academy, we would bring $200,000, $250,000 worth of business somewhere. We're pennies. We're minnows. We're nobody. But when Equip Expo, if they wanted to move or change, they would be bringing $10 million or $20 million, $50 million worth of business off of that relationship. It's probably a good one to maintain and to nurture. And so to go back, I'm flying with my wife. She's my companion. We're not going to be traveling in the next couple of weeks. We're having a baby. It's a real life circumstance. So it's not like we forgot. It's not like we don't travel or hey, we're never traveling again. It's, hey, we have a busy life. We like to travel. There's things that we're trying to accomplish, and we're not going to be physically able to travel for the next 6-8 weeks. Also, we've flown 50 times. By the way, they're not on base fares. Okay, they're not on base fares. Liz and I, because Liz, when we had baby Emmy, she was breastfeeding and nursing. We started flying first class a couple times. The extra arm space, the wiggle room, privacy. Any of you guys that have wives, you get it. For an extra $500. Praise the Lord, we have it. I want to bless my wife with that ability to travel first class. Not every time, but a couple times. So we're not all base fares here. We have status. We have silver status, then gold status. I don't even know what that means. Literally, folks, I don't even know. I don't even care. But because you fly enough, you rack up the stupid miles, and we use our stupid Delta credit card for all of our landscape supplies. We're running, $150,000 of landscape supplies, through just one of our credit cards, the Delta Sky Miles. We're very active members, part of this program and this participation. And so this is just literally the most retarded conversation I'm ever having with not only the Delta customer service person, but the American Airlines customer service person, right? And at the end of the day, if somebody's done, as a lawn care customer, they're going to do $12,000 this year. And then next year, there were $12,000, 6 for them, 6 for the neighbor. Then that neighbor refers somebody. and that neighbor refers somebody. And maybe that neighbor's got a podcast and tells everybody how awesome your lawn service is or how horrific your lawn service is. And they go and tell a bunch of people to stop, supporting Tom's lawn care service because they don't care about the customer because they just have bad policy. Like, what could that be worth? Now, granted, that person's probably never going to do that because they're a good person and they don't ever totally quote unquote keep score or use their power for good or evil or whatever you want to call it. So let's just say at a minimum, they're just going to stop flying or not fly as much or get their lawn cut or not get their lawn cut as much. Like, that's a really stupid policy. That's a really bad mismanagement of how to deal with customers. And I think about our personal business all the time. We had a customer just the other day, literally shoot me a text message. It was 3 screenshots. Hey, like, we were repairing the boulevard from some snow work. We composted it, seeded it. It hasn't taken just yet. Obviously, you can still see the little freckles of seed in there in the photo. It's grainy. But nonetheless, I said, hey, no problem. Like, we'll put some more compost down. We'll seed. Give us some time. Just good customer service. Apologies. Sorry. No problem. Hey, no problem. Just want to bring it to your attention. All is well. All day long, solving little customer service problems like that. It's still, I don't care how much money you make, how cool you think you are, how many followers you have, how big of a deal you are, how much self-development you went through, how great you think you are, how much you've done, how much you plan to do, how little that person means, quote unquote. It's not good human behavior to not treat people right or to not have good customer service or to not think big picture. I'm just telling you guys, like, if you're a young 18-year-old kid and you want a really good life lesson, treat people right. Take care of them. Like, they are all you have is your people and then the people that you guys get to serve. That's it. That's all business is you take care of your people and your people take care of the customer who are good people. And I know there's people that are buttheads and there's people that we don't want to work with and all this other stuff. And I'm not saying that. Let's not, get, total semantics here. But I heard this. This isn't something I figured out on the phone this morning with American or 2 days ago with Delta. This isn't something that I learned from mulch, an HOA, situation maybe a month ago. This isn't something that I learned 5 years ago. This isn't something I learned 10 years ago. This is something I learned 20 years ago sitting in a high school at a marketing class with a teacher who pseudo cared about teaching the course and the classes. It was give them the damn pickle. It was a simple story. It was a simple video. And it just made an impression on me. Like, dude, go above and beyond and take care of people. And it's just wild to me with how much business we've done, how much business we continue to do, and how ridiculous the terms are for your policy. Your policy. If you say our policy dictates this, all I'm hearing is that I'm looking for an excuse to enforce something that I don't want to do because I'm done being ambitious and I'm done being in the growth mode and I'm trying to manage. You can't grow and manage. There's a difference between leadership and management. Managers manage, leaders grow, period. And when I hear somebody say the policy dictates this, all I'm hearing is that, hey, we're not willing to treat that customer like it was our grand opening at our new supermarket, at our new grocery store, at our new restaurant, and bend over backwards to do whatever it takes to serve that customer so they go tell 10 people about their great experience. And shocker, it's with the airlines, as usual. And so to go onto Instagram, I look at Delta's Instagram page. I click on every single photo for about 20 photos deep, 160 to 180 comments per post, all of them, bad customer service experiences. All of them, bad customer service experiences. Like one's like, I love flying Delta. It's like, great. Hundreds of bad experiences. And then you say, well, the airlines are just a tough industry. It's a tough business. No, it's not. Just like neither is mowing grass. It's a very simple business. Fly people to their destination. Easy for you to say, Fullerton, you're oversimplifying a multi-billion-dollar business. I mean, I know people that overcomplicate a $100,000 a year industry or a $100,000 a year business. You make tall grass short. Show up on time. Be there every single week when you say you're going to be there. Do what you say you're going to do. And if not, communicate. Fly through Delta. Get me to where I'm supposed to go. If not, communicate. In fact, one little quick like life, for instance, we were at the gate. All the planes are getting canceled. It's nothing that United could have. This is a different story, but similar, but different airline. United's at the gate saying, gate changes, all this stuff. Dude, there's 400 people on this wing of the terminal. There's like an hourly flight to Chicago, big hub, coming from Detroit to Chicago. There's 400 or 500 people, standing around. The only gate, only one of 4 or one of 5 gates had the pilot come out, go on that little intercom PA thing, and explain what the hell's going on. It said, on your app, it said cancel due to like inclement weather. But that doesn't mean anything because you're looking at the radar, and the storms are barely even over Chicago. They're on the way west side of Chicago. Now, I understand watching the weather, like the weather's going to move over, and we're going to fly into where the weather storms would be, and that's not ideal. Also, 45 minutes to an hour later, 2 hours later, the weather is halfway between Chicago and Michigan. It's over Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, going down to maybe, Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I know that we could fly up over and or go down and around. Like, I understand a little bit, just a little bit about, not a lot, like 1,000th of percent of flying. But I understand that we can horseshoe it around. It's no big deal. Nope, no communication, no nothing from anybody. So you got 400 or 500 people all doing little huddle chatters, all pissed off at the airlines. Like a cloud of negativity and frustration and argumentation. All it had to do was let us know what's going on, communicate. Only one gate had one pilot come out and say, listen, folks, I know you're frustrated. I'm frustrated. I think we can go down and around. We can get approved. I got a clear takeoff plan here. We're grounded. They won't let us fly. I'm sorry. There's literally nothing we can do. But when we are able to get you to Chicago, we're going to get you to Chicago as fast as possible. And you know what? Like that little breath of like relief at like 11 a.m. when we didn't even get out till 1 and then I deplaned and lost my laptop was such a helpful little thing. Just communicate. Just touch base with people. It's not that hard. Side rant, okay? Let me do this really quick. Let me see if I can pull this up. And if you're like, if you get it, dude, you get it. Like, and if you're like, hey, Fullerton, first world problems, like, listen, dude, I get that too. But this is such a glaring example of like, just take care of the customer. If you listen to this podcast, you want to be a better businessman, better businesswoman. You just want to take care of people. You just want to win. You're like, how do people win? Just build relationships with people and treat people right and value them and just say, yes, sir. And you be excited to do it and serve people and just take care of people. Doesn't it feel good to be taken care of when you go to a nice steakhouse versus like you go to like a backyard slum little steak restaurant? No shade, but why is a Ruth Chris so much nicer than going to an Outback? They just take care of you. Or by the way, we go to Outback all the freaking time because we're not freaking rich. And you know what? Outback is super nice because there's a guy there right now, it's African American dude, and he's hilarious. He's super nice. He's super kind at the Novi store. We love this dude. We go back. We ask for him. We ask for a waiter at Outback. Like that's not a thing. You ask for your waiter, your guy, at the $400 steakhouse. And we have a guy at that one too that we know because we like to go there once or twice a year on Valentine's Day or for a birthday or for an anniversary or whatever. But you know what? I like the guy at Outback just as much as the guy at Eddie Merlot's. You know why? Because he remembers my name. He's nice. He remembers my daughter's name. He remembers the last time we were in there, we were playing, we were joking about XYZ topic. It's good customer service. You just can't. So it doesn't have to be this high-end thing, right? It's just treat people right, treat people nicely. Let me give you just a 1 minute. Don't click fast forward. Don't click off. Just listen to this. Log it into your memory box. Log it into your brain. And next time you see somebody with Delta, just tell them, give them the damn pickle. Like, dude, stop sucking at customer service. Do your freaking job. Let me see if I can get this working here. By the way, this is for critiquing purposes only, fair use, blah, blah, blah. Please don't sue me. And if you do, send the check, or the invoice to P.O. Box 9023, Wicks, Michigan. I'll pay it, whatever. I got good lawyers too. All right, this video, I'll try to leave a link in the bio. It's like his intro about the pickle. Give him the pickle with Bob Farrell. Bob Farrell.
My name is Bob Farrell, and I've been very fortunate to work a lifetime at something I love doing, serving customers. For me, it was ice cream parlors. For you, maybe it's retail, healthcare, finance, etc. Whatever we do, remember, our business is not what we sell. It's who we serve. You and I are in the people business. We take care of people for a living. Hopefully, they leave happier than when they came in. At least that's what we try for. One of the best things that ever happened to me was to get a letter from a disappointed customer. Dear Mr. Farrell, I've been coming to your restaurant ever since you opened. I really love the place. Love your ice cream. I love the fun. I love your hamburgers. They're the best. I love your pickles. They are the best pickle in Seattle. I always ask for an extra pickle, they always give me one. Today, Mr. Farrell, I came in, had my usual, asked for an extra pickle from the young waitress. Well, I don't know where she got the idea, but she said, well, I'll have to sell you a side of pickles for 75 cents. If that's the way you're going to run your restaurant, Mr. Farrell, I'm not coming back. Well, I got that letter, and from an entrepreneur who's just starting on his second store, that hurt. I wrote him a letter. I said, please, we still give pickles away. Don't you worry about it. Da-da-da. Please come back. Gave him a coupon. But what happened is, I thank him to this day, the war cry of our company became, give him the pickle. Take care of the customer. No matter what happens in our business and we hear something going on, somebody says, well, should we do it? Give him the pickle. I talk to companies all over the world. No matter where I go, I always find that successful companies and successful employees have mastered the same 4 things when it comes to taking care of customers. The first thing they do is give away pickles. They make people happy. In other words, they've made serving others their #1 priority.
All right, so I'm going to just cut it there. He's got a couple more points. Dude, I saw this video many a times, by the way. My teacher, great guy. I hope to get him on the show one day, but dude, when he wanted like an in-service day and grade papers day, put on a video. You guys don't remember the 90s. Like that, dude, when they brought that wheelie cart in, or that, we were fancy. We had like the new TVs up on the corners and stuff like that. He would just play a video or, one of those deals. But dude, I watched that video. I listened to that. And thank God, I was probably impressionable. I probably wasn't some chiseled vet, grizzled customer service person that was 35 years old or 45 years old, working behind a desk, just going through my numbers, my dials, my digits, the queue. Like, I actually cared. I was 17, 18, and I was like, this is like wild stuff to me. I was so excited to serve you. I'm still so excited. Liz and I literally you guys have no clue. Like every single time we sell a contract off Entrepreneur Academy or we get a new mulch job, we do a happy dance. We are that dumb and excited and thankful and holy cow. And if we sell a whole ball of wax, we're like, that person's life has changed and we just made, $1,000. Are you kidding me? That's insane. You know how, I follow up with that person. Congrats on buying the whole ball of wax. Let me know when you want to schedule the coaching call that's included with it. When we sell a new HOA, my emails all say, we are hungry for it. We are ready to go to war for you. We will do whatever. My goal is to make sure that we solve all your freaking problems and you don't have to worry about the outdoors. And if there is an issue, you call, you get my cell phone. We will take care. We are charging the hill. That's what me and my guys know. My guys know this. Just treat the customer right. Give them whatever they want. Don't let them walk on you. If somebody's rude or disrespectful and all that mess, dude, of course we get it. You do have to eventually stick up with yourself. I understand that pickle back in the day must have cost this guy 10 cents. And I know today, somebody's like, hey, mulch job, $1,500. Can you put down the weed fabric? You're like, hey, that'd be $250. I'm not saying give them the pickle, give them the free weed fabric. But I'm just saying if they're like, hey, can you move the lawn furniture off the patio as you're doing the mulch install? Can you just move it to the yard just so it doesn't get hit by your Toro Dingo? And you say, no, we don't move that. Now, I'm not saying trampolines, don't do that. But you know what I'm saying? Dude, you can still go +1. You can still be nice. You can still do the extra. You can still help. You can still not run your business based on policy. Build your business based off of people and what makes them tick and what makes them, like my man here said, happy, right? Make people happy. Do you think I'm happy about how this, and it's not about the $500 companion ticket or it's just how can you run a business and not let this, not even tell me I have this perk, then not only say it doesn't apply to past flights, it's expiring 4 to 5, 6 weeks out before a future flight. And then you say, hey, that's on you. You're going to say that. And I've spent $100,000 with you guys in the last year and hundreds of thousands more. And then people go, Fullerton's pretentious. He wants a helicopter or an airplane. No, not necessarily. No, not really. I'm tired of giving my money to people that don't appreciate it. I'm tired of giving my work and my business and my life force and my effort to people that do provide a service that I'm exceedingly grateful for. Like the quality of life that I live today is a billionth time better than some of my ancestors 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 years before, 5,000 years before me. No duh. It's not like I'm not grateful. But when somebody else isn't grateful for my contribution in my business, because I work so freaking hard for it. I'm not saying like, thank you, sir. Oh my God, we're so grateful that you're here. Here's a Coca-Cola. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like, can you just have an ounce of like working with me? Can you just have an ounce? And I know like this whole conversation is never going to like change Delta, but man, it can change your business. You're still in the captain's chair. You're still in the captain's chair where you can change course of your company. And dude, I'm telling you, like, you do whatever you want to do, but I will implore you, take care of the customer. Take care of the customer. Treat them right. Give them the pickle. Just like bend over a little bit backwards. Somebody calls you for a snow plow and they say, hey, can you come back and tidy up the end of my driveway? Well, we don't do that. The company policy dictates this, so I got to charge you $30 to put some ice. Dude, just go give them the pickle. What else you got going on? It's winter. You're not doing anything. Send a guy out. It's $30 to keep a relationship. I learned from my Little Caesars days, by the way, and this is probably obvious to you guys, but it was groundbreaking info to me when they had taught us that when a customer has a good experience, they tell 2 to 3 people at most. And when you have a bad customer experience, you tell upwards of 10 people, up to 20 some people about your bad experience. Yeah. I mean, like, shocker, Delta continues to screw up. American continues to screw up. And I'm going to do a podcast and try to tell it out to 50,000 people. Fair game. I give you like 17 different chances to stop sucking so much with your bad policy and customer service. No, granted, there's been a lot of great times with Delta. Like, I don't want to just completely bash them or throw them under the bus. There's a lot of, that's why I don't expect this kind of stuff from Delta. That's how, shockingly, quick side rant in new development, that's what Delta communicates. We're different. We're better. It's the experience. It's next level. Fly Delta. You know, you watch the stupid intro videos on the airplane. And it's like, here at Delta, we care. Here at Delta, we're better. Here at Delta, we're not united. We're not, it's like, we're not everybody else. Fly Delta. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's me. I want that level of customer service. I want to shop there. I want to shop at like the Nordstrom of airlines, not like, you know, the Walmart of airlines. Oh, okay, cool. And then when you get treated, like your customer service dissonance doesn't add up to who you guys are as who you're offering policy and like how you're trying to communicate these things. Like it doesn't make sense. And now I'm over here going, well, like at least if I knew I was going to get kicked in the shins, I would have just flew with the budget airline as it was. If this was going to be my policy, if this was just going to be dictated on policy, not a relationship. Did anybody click the history button and see like that we've flown a bunch? There's no privilege there. It's called valuing a customer. Obviously, somebody who's done tens of thousands, $100,000 worth of business is a quote unquote more valuable customer than the new customer. Although you treat them both with the same level of dignity and respect. Anyway, it's just telling you guys, if you're listening in, if you're younger or if you're younger, quote unquote, in age or in business. And by the way, if you've been around and you've been in business for longer than 5 to 10 years, I guarantee you think this way and you've mastered this. So that's why you're still in business. But treat customers right. Bend some policies. Look at your policies and say, hey, that's convenient for us, but is it convenient to be here in a decade if we keep running with the same policy? Is this convenient for us or is this helpful for the customer? Right? Like, is this something that the customer is going to appreciate this decision? How many times do we all say, like, put yourself in the customer's position? Like, would you have liked to be treated this way? Right? Like, blanket statement, no. Blanket statement, like, hey, what, you know, they all answer the phone, right? How can we help you today? What can I do to make you feel most satisfied? Listen to me. And I'm just asking you to evaluate this and run it, you know, filter it through a brain cell, as one of my friends does. All right. Anyway, that's my rant. That's my real life podcast. It's called Real Authentic Lawn Care. It's called Lawns Lessons of Life. It's so encompassing. It's so all in the same, isn't it? It really is. Like the same breath, the same conversation. Like, and this can help anybody, man. I'm telling you, it can help. And that's what the guy said. He's like, I've taught restaurant owners to auto mechanics to big box stores, you know, like whatever. If not, if you guys haven't seen this clip, I'll try to link it to Mr. Producer. You can leave it in the show notes, but just Google search, give him the pickle. It came right up. I mean, dude, this thing is from the 90s. I saw it in the 2001s, 2002s, and it stuck with me. And by the way, you buy something at Launchpreneur Academy, you don't like it, dude, you shoot an email. I answer back in 10 minutes. Can't refund it, whatever. People all the time, have little issues, just with the website or something not opening or all that. It's just customer service. Of course, dude, we're on it. I got you. You're not happy with something? No problem. We'll refund. We'll take care of it. You're a customer of mine, lawn care customer. Hey, you guys didn't do this. You didn't do blah, 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 blah. Dude, no problem. We got you. As inconvenient as it is, in the grand scheme of life, it's a loss for me to go spend some time and do it. But who cares? It's part of business. You're not going to shine just because you're an awesome business owner and because you do a great work or have a great product. You're really going to shine when you have great customer service. And when things go bad. And that's the true definition of a quality relationship and a quality partnership. I don't care how easy it is to be agreeable when you're agreeable and to be love and dovey with you, your spouse, your wife, your husband, your whatever, or your clients when it's all going well. That's easy. Your subcontractors. Oh, it's easy to be best friends when you're. I've had things go south with Bedell. We're still best friends because we worked it out on some jobs. Things didn't go right. But that's what makes our relationship better, not worse. And we both pressed in. We didn't pull away, right? That's called being a mature business owner. This stuff happens. But you're not going to dictate the success of your company and its customer service when things are going well. Nobody cares. I don't care when I order food and my food is right. I'm grateful and thankful I eat. But when you mess up my food, it's how well can you take care of the problem and how can you fix it, right? And so I'm not impressed with all the work that you've done. I'm impressed with how you're going to take care of the problems that have came up and have come up. That's a better, observation of who you are as a business person and just a freaking good quality human being. So anyway, learn these lessons, guys. I'm telling you, they will pay big dividends. They have for me. I know they have for me, and they will take away dividends from you and your bank account if you neglect them, right? Don't neglect this stuff. It's more important than how well you lay an edge line with your mulch bed. Okay? I'm just telling you, let's major in the majors. All right. So I got into today's podcast. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for letting me just rant and therapy session. But this stuff matters. This stuff matters. It matters to me. And I'm going to go tell 50,000 people about it. So any which way, Delta, you guys suck. Stop sucking. I like you. But man, you make me want to work 500 times harder so I can get a freaking plane or a helicopter and not have to deal with you or your cronies at TSA. Because you guys all suck, okay? Oh, and you know what? We should do a lawn care syndication, a lawn care pool, and we'll get a jet and we'll fly everybody around. So nobody has to worry about any of these problems because these are stupid problems. When you want to get rich to get rich? No, I hate being inconvenienced because my time is valuable because I'd rather spend time with my wife and my kids and you guys than to be stuck at some stupid airport for 8 hours because you guys can't figure out. I mean, my gosh, highly educated, stupid people. Lawn care people, if all you guys were listening and were at positions of leadership at all these major companies and government organizations, I guarantee you so many problems would be solved in less than 12 months because we all have to figure out so many stupid little problems every single day that people that are highly educated, stupid people can't figure out in a year. Change my mind. Okay. I that's why I love and respect every one of you guys so much because you guys figure out so much crap for we all do for so quote unquote little money, quote unquote, little peasantry lawn care people. We all get just put down. And I'm these are the smartest, sharpest knives in the drawer. These are the smartest people I know. I'm if you can't solve problems at Delta, let me put one of my lawn care bros in or girls in, and they will solve your problems and fix your company in 3 weeks. Because we just get it. Because we do this every single day. We're sparring and warring in the octagon, dealing with business and customers. So any which way, that's my rant. That's my story. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. We'll be back on Friday. Have a great day.
We've got the goods. If you're looking for one place to find all the gear, you need to jump on Ballard-Inc.com. With over 30 years in the industry and 23 years selling high-quality products, we've got your back. From mower gear, trailer racks, mower blades, safety gear, and so much more, you'll find everything you need to maximize your efforts and protect your gear in one place. And let's not forget about the new carbide tungsten gold blades that'll have you wondering why it took so long to get these to market. Make sure to use Brian's 10 to save 10% at checkout. We've got a bunch of new gear coming soon, so make sure you're following Brian and Ballard to stay in the loop. Head over to ballard-inc.com today and get geared up. Hi, I'm Mr. Producer, and one more thing. If you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you need our free email newsletter. It's delivered 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. Join our mailing list to stay connected to the world of lawn care and get exclusive access to the latest and greatest from Fullerton Unfiltered and Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Don't miss out on this opportunity to stay ahead of the curve and elevate your lawn care game. Sign up now with the link we've provided in the show description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.